Hello, friends. Jay Todd here at the Global Gaming Expo. I've caught up with Sequoyah Simermeyer. I hope I got that right. The chairman of the National Indian Gaming Commission. Please tell me I got all that correct.
That's perfect, Jay Todd. Thank you. And thanks for letting me join today.
Absolutely. I was at home practicing that for hours. Okay. First of all, we're going to talk about California sports betting. But I want to get a little insight into exactly what your organization does, how you're involved in this.
Sure. Thanks. Well, I'm the chairman of the National Indian Gaming Commission, as you mentioned. We're headquartered in Washington, D.C., and we're the federal regulators over Indian gaming. The tribal regulatory bodies have been involved in Indian gaming for decades, and subsequent to a 1988 Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, a federal law, it established a role for a federal regulator to work in that regulatory framework. So we are headed by an independent commission with 3 members in the commission. We have offices across the country, and we work with tribes in the regulatory space to make sure that the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act provisions apply to all Indian gaming that takes place amongst the over 500 gaming operations that 240 plus tribes license in 29 different states.
All righty. Well, with that in mind, we have a big election coming up. It's almost upon us. California sports betting is up for grabs here. It's the largest, potentially the largest sports betting market in America. Besides that, what else is at stake here?
Sure. Well, California and tribes in California, like other parts of Indian country, are considering sports betting. And at the Indian Gaming Commission, in our federal regulatory role, we don't participate in that decision making that's going on right now in California. But I think what I can say is that as tribal governments consider sports betting, and if it's something that proceeds in California, we would play a role in working with tribes to make sure that the provisions within the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, specifically management provisions and sole proprietary interest provisions and other requirements, are in place.
Okay, well, I appreciate you coming on. I have this last, if this goes, I mean, there's no guarantee necessarily. We don't know how the vote's going to come out one way or another. But if it does pass, if sports betting does pass in California, you guys will be involved, of course, in the regulatory aspect. What do you think it's going to look like there?
Well, even additionally within California, the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act requires compact considerations, and that's a role that the Act did not provide a role for us in. But if, as in other parts of Indian country, they consider sports betting on Indian land, we have been active in, again, trying to provide clarity about management considerations when they develop relationships with partners, which is an important part of this new part of the industry for Indian gaming sports betting, maintaining the sole proprietary interest, the benefit of the operation with the tribal government and its community. We also look at technology-related issues and trying to provide as much clarity as we can as tribes consider with this new economic opportunity what type of considerations might regulations have on new technology that they might be considering as part of that. And then we're also working with tribes as state licensed gaming or internationally licensed gaming or tribally operated licensed gaming come closer and closer together, helping tribes as they use their tools to do due diligence and to seek out information about potential partners that might work with their community.
Wow. Well, I know that nobody knows what's going to happen, but it's exciting times. And if California sports betting passes, I think it's going to change the landscape of gaming in America. So I truly thank you for coming on. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name again. I don't want to jinx it, but I appreciate your time, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Jay Todd.